Hi there. So one of the ways that I am trying to take care of my body physically and trying to lose weight is by eating healthy, of course, which is a challenge. It's a challenge with this hernia because of the fact that it's really difficult to feel like cooking and chopping vegetables and all of that, especially doing that after work. So what I'm trying to do is prepare all my meals, or at least prep something during the weekend on a Sunday so that we can eat it during the week. We can eat leftovers during the week. So today I'm going to prepare something called potato, leek, carrot, and turmeric soup. And that has a lot of good vegetables in it. I'm making a big batch so that it'll last us all week, and lots of good things in it like fresh ginger, fresh turmeric, which are good for inflammation and different things. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that today so that we can eat that all week for lunch, and then I will be making something to last us for supper as well, that we can eat leftovers for that. So that if I am not feeling like cooking, I don't have to, and we're not tempted to order something or eat out. So this is how you make potato, leek, carrot, and turmeric soup. So for those who have never cooked with ginger before, especially fresh ginger, just going to show you my process. The recipe calls for about 2 inches of fresh ginger chopped. So I'm just going to cut some of the hard skin off here, any bad spots. Just going to cut those off. And then cut the edges off. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take a spoon and you're going to just peel the skin off like so. If you can see what I'm doing. It peels off really easy with your spoon. And ginger is really good for you. It's it helps you. Some of you may know it helps. You know, if you have an upset stomach, it helps to put in tea. It helps with inflammation in your body. If any of you have autoimmune disorders or autoimmune diseases, which trauma causes, there's a direct link between past traumas and autoimmune disorders. So ginger is a really good natural thing you can cook with or put in tea, that is supposed to help with autoimmune disorders and joint pain. And then you're just gonna dice it like so. And of course, I didn't grow up cooking with this stuff. As you can probably tell, I have a little bit of an accent, southern accent. My parents were from Kentucky. My mom made things like biscuits and gravy and bacon and chicken, fried chicken, all those yummy things that got me in trouble. God bless her. I wish she had cooked some green vegetables once in a while, but she didn't know how. She was doing the best she could. And so I had to learn some of this stuff on my own. And it does take work. It takes energy and takes time out of your day to prep. There's not a magic pill, and there's not an instant solution unless you're rich and you can afford a private chef. But it doesn't take too long. There you go. There's some fresh chopped ginger. All right, we're back. So what I like to do is I like to get all my veggies cut up first, and I put them in order of when they're gonna go into the dish, and then I get started with cooking the actual dish. So what we're going to do is we are going to put in 3 tablespoons of olive oil, I think you can see that. And then I'm going to get out my spoon, and we're going to cook my ginger. Got my ginger, my garlic, and my turmeric. A little bit of fresh turmeric, and we're going to put that in there and just let that simmer. Once that gets hot, we're going to let that simmer and just release some of its fragrance. That's what we're going to do. And then I also like to have all my spices, everything I'm gonna need, sitting over here next to me. I don't like to be scrambling. Okay, that's starting to look pretty fragrant, and wish you could smell it. It smells wonderful. Now we're going to add the leeks. Leeks are just a larger version of an onion. They're really good. Good for soups, mostly. Not so good raw. And we're gonna let that cook in the oil for a few minutes. While we do that, I'm gonna get my spices all out. about you all, but my measuring spoons tend to disappear into some black hole in the drawer, and I usually can only find my half teaspoon and my half tablespoon. So we let the leeks get a little bit soft, and then we're going to go ahead and pour in our carrots and our celery, and we're going to stir those up with the leeks. Let those get a little oil on them. Now, I usually put in more vegetables than it calls for because this recipe calls for egg noodles as well, and I am diabetic and I have to do low carb. And also, if I don't do low carb, I will not lose weight. And that's just a fact. So most of my recipes are going to be protein and veggies, and that's it. Occasionally the potato will sneak in, but as far as any pasta or breads, that is a big no-no for me. I just can't do it. So this recipe calls for egg noodles. Any kind of noodle, I just don't do it. So I always add more veggies. And then you kind of let these sit in there and sweat for about 3 minutes. Right, now we're gonna add in the potatoes. Stir those in. Let those sweat for a few minutes. All right, here we go. We're looking good here. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our spices. Which are, we're gonna add a little bit of turmeric. Now I went ahead and put in some fresh turmeric, and it calls for a whole teaspoon, so I'm just going to put in a half so as not to overwhelm us, because it can be overwhelming. And then it calls for a half a teaspoon of a white ground pepper. Just gonna wipe this off. Put that in. And a half a teaspoon of salt. This is regular sea salt. After that, we are going to add 3 cups of water. Now, because of all the veggies, I may end up adding more, but we are also going to add 2 cups of vegetable broth, which will help. But by the time it all boils down, we'll probably add some more water or broth. But for now, we're going to just bring it to a boil here. Sometimes I will also add shredded chicken to put in some protein. Now it says to boil the vegetable oil before you put it in, but I'm not going to take that extra step. It turns out just as yummy, in my opinion. All right. So I can already tell I'm going to need more. For my soup, because I went ahead and added a lot more veggies. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my vegetable broth here. Then we're going to cover it and simmer it for at least another 5 minutes, or until all the vegetables are cooked through. Mostly the potatoes and the carrots. And that is my, well, not mine. I borrowed the recipe from someone else, but that is potato, leek, carrot, and turmeric soup. And here is the final product of the potato, leek, carrot, and turmeric soup. Just added a little bit of fresh parsley from my herb garden, and that's the final product. It is yummy. Like I said, you can add a protein to it if you like, some shredded chicken, or you can use the egg noodles that the recipe calls for. So I'm gonna post the link to the recipe in the comments. So if you are interested in this recipe, it is delicious. Like I said, you'll find it there. All right, and please like and subscribe to my channel for more cooking videos to come.